So you're grinding away, getting ready for the OSCP. You're probably neck deep in buffer overflows, learning all about Kerberos tickets. But what if I told you the one thing that makes you fail has nothing to do with your hacking skills? It turns out one of the biggest hurdles isn't technical at all. It's just paperwork. Oh man, this is the feeling that just sinks so many people. Picture it. It's 3 in the morning, your exam time is up, and you're just staring at this chaotic folder of notes and screenshots with names like screenshot123.png. You might have enough points to pass, but your evidence, it's a complete disaster. This isn't just some made-up scenario. This is the real story of a failed first attempt. So how do we make sure that doesn't happen to you? Well, first, we're going to look at the real, hard cash cost of a bad report. And trust me, it's more than just the retake fee. Then we're going to completely flip how you think about the exam. We'll build a pro-level workflow, and I'll even leave you with a few things you can do, like right now, in the next 15 minutes to get started. Okay, let's just dive right in. And we're going to start with the part that hurts the most, your wallet. We're calling this the $500 typo. But honestly, for a lot of folks, it's way, way more than that. This right here, this is the whole problem. Just let that sink in for a second. All that work, all those sleepless nights in the lab can be completely wiped out because of bad documentation. OffSec is super clear about this. If they can't follow your report step by step to replicate your attack, you don't get the points. End of story. So what's a failure actually cost you? Well, the initial bundle is already in the thousands. A single retake? That'll set you back another few $100. And, if you failed, you're probably going to buy more lab time, which adds hundreds more on top. A bad report isn't just a small mistake. It's a serious financial hit. And this chart really shows the whole picture. It's not just about the fees you paid OffSec. You've got the retake fee, sure, you've got the extra lab time, but then there's C, the lost income. That's time you have to take off work again or freelance gigs you miss. When you add it all up, failing because of documentation is a very, very expensive lesson to learn. So, this brings us to what is maybe the most important mental shift you have to make. You need to stop thinking of the report as some homework assignment and start seeing it for what it really, truly is. This quote just says it all, doesn't it? The graders, they don't care that you had this brilliant flash of insight at 2 a.m. They weren't there with you. The only thing that exists for them, the only thing they're actually evaluating, is the document you submit. Your report is the only product they ever see. Now, what's really interesting is this contrast, because it gets right to the heart of the matter. We all get laser focused on the stuff on the left. Popping shells, getting flags, being a technical wizard. And yeah, that's critical, but it's only half the story. The real test is whether you can deliver what's on the right, a professional report that lets someone else perfectly replicate your steps. It's a test of being a consultant, not just a hacker. Okay, so if the report is a client deliverable, then you gotta have the right mindset, right? You're not writing for a teacher who's gonna give you a grade. You're writing for a client. In fact, you should be writing for your future boss. So who is this client anyway? Well, it's actually a few different people. It's a busy manager who's probably only going to read your executive summary. It's a senior engineer who needs to follow your commands line by line to verify everything. And it's an auditor who needs to see crystal clear, undeniable proof. Your report has to work for all three of them. And here's the proof that this mindset matters way beyond just passing the exam. Get this, the source tells this great story about a friend who actually failed with 60 points. But their report was so good, so professional, that they showed it in a job interview and got hired on the spot. The company cared more about their professional communication skills than passing that one exam on that one day. Your report is your portfolio. Okay, so that's the why. We get it. Now let's get into the how. A professional mindset is great, but it's kind of useless without a practical process to back it up. This is all about your workflow on exam day. The number one rule for your workflow is super simple. Start with a template. Whatever you do, don't open a blank document on exam day. Your goal here is actually to be boring and predictable. Seriously, use a structure the graders have seen 1,000 times before. That way they can just relax and focus on checking your work, not trying to figure out your crazy layout. Not sure if your current habits are any good? Let's try this quick risk check right now. Just think about the last practice lab you did. How many of those machines did you fully document with a clean screenshot showing the IP address, the username, and the flag? Be honest with yourself. This will tell you in about 60 seconds if your evidence gathering is a high-risk liability. The million-dollar question. Every single candidate faces this during the exam. You've got some points on the board, but maybe you could get more. The clock is just ticking down. So what do? Do you chase another shell, or do you lock in the points you already have? And this matrix gives you a crystal clear answer. The whole key is to have a strategy decided before you're exhausted and under pressure. If you've got 70 or more points, just stop hacking. Your job is now to write a perfect report and secure that pass. If you're on the borderline with some time left, you balance it out. If you're behind, you document everything as you find it. Don't leave this huge decision to your 4 a.m. brain. All right, we've covered the mindset and the process. Now let's make this stuff real. Here's exactly what you can do in the next 15 minutes to put yourself light years ahead of where you were when you started watching this. Here are 3 simple, immediate actions. 1. Go create a basic report template with all the key sections already there as placeholders. 2. Make a folder system, something like OSCP report, then host 1, host 2, and so on, and set your screenshot tool to automatically save there. And 3. Do the math. Calculate your personal failure cost with that A plus B plus C formula. Put a real dollar amount on it. Make it sting a little. And that really brings us to the final thought here. The technical skill, popping shells, that's just going to come with practice and time in the labs. But professionalism, the discipline to document your work cleanly and clearly when you're under immense pressure, that's not something you learn from reading an exploit. That's a choice, and it's a choice you can make right now.